Hey, it's Drybear. And today I want to make sure that you understand how to get one of the best starting weapons in the entire game that's available in the prologue. And if you don't know where it is or how to get it, you'll walk right by it. But first, you should come hang out with me on my live stream. I'm live every single day on twitch.tv/Drybear. If you don't come hang out with me in the community, the next time you get an easy roll and you say out loud, easiest roll of my life, you're gonna roll a nat 1 and critically fail. Okay, so we're in my camp. I have the camera facing away from everything. Hopefully there's no spoilers on screen, whatever. What I'm talking about is the Everburn blade. And you may have noticed this from other notifications, but this is an item that you can get at the very, very beginning of the game as a greatsword. It's excellent on barbarians, on fighters, even paladins can make good use of it. It is a very powerful weapon and one you want to have on your side, especially if you're playing on tactician mode, because it makes a big difference for being able to burst down targets throughout the game. And you'll probably end up using this if you're playing a class that uses greatswords for about 50 to 60% of your playthrough. I'm not joking, it's that good. You'll only find replacements later on. There's like one decent alternative in the early game that you have to complete a quest for, but for the most part, this is one of the best weapons you can get for the first half of the game. And actually, you can see it here in the prologue when you first start the game and you leave the starting point, and you're still in the prologue, the commander that you're fighting, the devil commander that you're fighting, Commander Zulk, is holding it. And so all you have to do, put simply, is to just kill him, take the blade, and then move on. So as long as you get him down before you move on to the next step, you'll be able to acquire this blade. Now, granted, on Tactician, this is a very hard thing to do. He has extra attack on Tactician and has a bunch of health. He's very scary, and you also have a turn limit on this. But there's a couple tricks around getting this weapon that I'd like to pass on to you so that you're aware of how to easily pick this up. Firstly, your goal in this part of the prologue, the opening sequence of the game, is you just need one character that can interact with the pedestal at the front. You just need to get to the little control panel at the front of this room and touch it. As long as you can do that, if everyone else in the party is dead or bleeding out on the ground, it's fine. It doesn't matter. As long as one character can touch it, everything will work out in the end. And as you go into the next part of the start of the game, then you'll be able to recover from that. As long as, even if it's not your character, by the way, I've done this where my character is face down in the dirt and I've had Lae'zel or Shadowheart touch the pedestal. You can start the sequence, it moves on, and you're good to go. Everything sets fine. So your goal then is to enter this room and zerg Commander Zulk as fast and as hard as you possibly can, because you're going to have extra mobs there killing you. You're going to have these extra devils that are going to come in from the back, and they do a bunch of damage. They're very scary, and so you want to just keep hammering him. A couple tricks around this. Firstly, you want to rely on the Mind Flayer as much as you can. Even buffing him and healing him, he will do more damage than anyone in your party can. So you can actually buff him and keep him alive. You can see I blessed him here. You'll heal him if you have any heal options available or items. You can throw potions at him, which you'll have available. You can keep him alive. He'll do psionic stuns on the commander, which helps. And he'll also keep aggro even on Tactician. He will keep aggro as long as he's alive, although it's much harder to keep him alive on the Tactician difficulty. And what I would recommend is never, you can see where I am right now, never go behind him. Like, keep that line of scrimmage where he's standing and don't go behind him, because a couple steps behind where he's standing when you enter the room, it will trigger a cutscene that spawns 3 more mobs, and you don't want that. You just want to be focusing on killing him as fast as you can so that you can get that blade and get out. Then once you have the blade, you can step forward a couple steps, trigger the cutscene, and then run straight to the pedestal using dash or jump and get all the way over there, end the cutscene, you've got the blade, you can get it out. And don't worry, whoever has the blade on them, they will have it in their possession when you find them again. So example, if you give it to Lae'zel, if you find her again when the game starts, a few minutes after that, she will have the blade in her inventory or equipped on her. So you won't have to worry about that. You can still get it back. The goal with this segment is just to pick up the blade ASAP. The other thing that I will recommend that you'll notice on screen right now is I do have the Thought Devourer, the Us, which is the little brain bug that you get as a companion. In the second room, you spawn in an empty room and you go into the second room of the prologue. There is a open brain that's talking to you. And if you save the brain without damaging it, you get to keep Us as a companion for this first part of the game. And it's useful because he can take hits from enemies that are nearby. It's an extra target to pull aggro if it randomly targets. You see here, just goes and attacks him instead. and he does decent damage, so it helps you kill the commander to get the sword off of his body, which is really nice, and he can be cannon fodder at the same time. No spoilers, but if you do keep him alive, there are other things that happen way later on in the game, and it's not the last you'll see of him. That's all I'll say about that. But I just want to make sure that people knew that this sword existed, the Everburn blade. It is incredibly powerful, and you will use it for about half to 60% of your playthrough. It is incredibly strong. It gives you a really huge bonus in damage, and it's worth going for if you have the time and the patience. And like I said, as long as you pick up us and you protect the mind flayer, you should be able to kill him on balanced and on normal. On tactician, you're really gonna have to sweat kind of hard to get him down. I have yet to do it on tactician yet. It is very hard, but it is worth working for because it is a very good weapon. So that's all I got for you today. If you found value in the video, leave a like down below, leave a comment for the algorithm to help this video get seen by more people, and I'll see you on my live stream. If you enjoyed yourself today, leave a like down below. You can support me and my work on Patreon and view Patreon exclusive content, link in the description. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one.